I could not believe my luck at an estate sale. This complete Brownie Hawkeye flash outfit camera. I mean, look at what's in here. It was the camera, the flash unit with the guard. You usually don't see these guards. The camera itself, and as you notice, when I flipped the camera over and looked, there was film in the camera. These Brownie Hawkeye cameras were made in the mid-50s to early 60s. That means this film is about 60 years old in this camera. I have no idea if anybody's opened this camera back or not, if it's got so much base fog that the film will basically be black after it's developed. But I think we should take this camera out in the field for some appropriate photographs. What more appropriate subject matter than something that has been around since the 50s, like this classic Rambler and this Airstream trailer. We've been here before and photographed with a different Brownie Hawkeye camera, but it was in the winter months. My location where I'm photographing these vintage Airstream trailers is right here at the Lakeshore Barbecue Smokehouse. It's a great, probably some of the best pulled pork I've ever had, just a few miles north of Port Huron, Michigan. If you're ever in the area, I cannot recommend this place highly enough. Outside, they have some great seating available, and they're setting up all these vintage Airstream trailers, both for ambiance and for potential coffee shops in the future. I shot the rest of that roll of film. Now the film is totally on the spool inside this camera. Let's open it up and let's see what we've got in here. And there we are. Oh, look at this. Remove this band completely. This was on the outside of that roll of film, and obviously somehow they didn't remove it completely and it ended up inside with this film. But this roll of Verichrome Pan 620 film is right here, fully exposed. Let's get it out of the camera. If the gummy stuff still works on this. I'm processing that roll of Verichrome Pan in HC-110 developer, or the Film Photography's Project FPP-110 developer. I did mix up a fresh batch of fixer to make sure it stayed fixed. I've got it right here in the kitchen sink. I come over to my timer and I have 3 minutes and, well, 3 minutes left in the fixer. So we are going to open this up. The fixer has completed, and we're going to see 67-year-old Verichrome Pan. Let's see what we have. Some images, it looks like there's quite a bit of base fog, but we do have images on the film. We're going to let this wash in the kitchen sink for 15 minutes. Here's the roll of film. I have it hung up in the shower to dry, and I can see my images right here. It's kind of difficult because there's no light coming through, or very much. Down here, these I think are the original latent images that were on the film, and there's basically nothing there. Let's bring this way against the window. was absolutely amazed. We got images. We got images. There were no original images on that roll of film. My guess is the original owner of this camera had loaded the roll of film in and just let it sit. Various people who came through the estate sale probably turned the advance lever and it wound through a couple of images. Most of the older Kodak cameras have a date code in them, and this one is listed right here, and it says CMRR. Now what Kodak did was they used a word, camerosity, and each one of those represented a number. And by translating that out, you can get the age of the camera. So as we look at camerosity, we can see that C is 1 and M is 3. So that means this was made in the 13th month of the year. Now Kodak used a 13-month calendar, which is 4 equal weeks. So we can assume that this was made in December of RR or 5/5/1955. Those kits were packaged with 3 rolls of Verichrome Pan film, so likely that film was manufactured before 1955. That makes that film about 67 years old. For more film and digital photography adventures, be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that like button. I'm James Fisher. This is Vintage Insight Photography.